Work right now, but I heard this speech from this. I believe it's an Indiana representative named Victoria Sprouts, something like that. She's from Ukraine, and I have very little faith in our representatives these days, but man, this one gives me hope. I have not heard such an impassioned speech about our Second Amendment, and it's weird that native-born Americans a lot seem to not share this passion for our freedoms that we have been given by God, and they would prefer a government state or a totalitarian state or a socialist state. But the people that have come from that cherish these freedoms. My parents were immigrants. They also came from Ukraine. And my dad, until the day he died, was so proud to be an American. The first thing he did when he became a citizen of the United States was he joined the Marine Corps, and he served in Vietnam. He was shot and wounded, and it affected him the rest of his life. He had trouble walking for the rest of his life, underwent 40 some surgeries trying to remove shrapnel from his body. And he loved this state. He loved everything about America, every freedom, and above all, he cherished the right to bear arms, because he said it's the only way that the people can protect themselves from the government. And truer words have never been spoken. My daddy, God rest his soul, was a proud American, and my mama is a proud American. And it saddens me to see people that don't cherish these freedoms that we got. But why do you think people come from all over the world to enter our country illegally and legally? And I have compassion for these people coming illegally, but as my daddy and my mother both said, immigrants that came here struggled to get here. It took them over 10 years to be able to come to America. Coming here illegally is not right. They should be put back across the border the way that it was before we had this crazy open border policy. And if you want to come to America, you have to do it right. Because if you're coming to America, you need to be vetted. That's the way it is. We can't just have anyone coming across the border. But this Victoria Sprouts from Indiana, I believe it is, I tell you what, man, brought me to tears. She was so impassioned. It made me think of my daddy and how proud he was to be an American, and how proud I am to be an American. There is no better place on earth than right here in this beautiful country that we have, with these beautiful freedoms that allow us to worship freely, that allow us to defend ourselves. And then you have organizations that actively seek to usurp that. Organizations that are targeting churches, organizations that are targeting pregnancy centers that are helping young mothers because of Roe v. Wade. What the hell is wrong with you people? These organizations that you're attacking are helping young women that have decided to keep the babies, but because they decided to not murder a baby, you want to burn those joints down. You guys are monsters. But yeah, check out Victoria Sprouts. She's a representative from Illinois. Check out her impassioned speech on the Second Amendment. I swear, you're gonna love it. Like I was moved to tears. If you come from a family of immigrants, it's really gonna touch home with you, because as a person from a family of immigrants, I recognize the freedoms that we have. I've been to Ukraine, and even now, I don't understand why we're involved in this war in Ukraine. Ukraine is a corrupt place. It is not fashioned around America. And Russia has honestly held back a great deal on bombing the center of Kyiv. They haven't done that. They've held back a great deal, but the media portrays it as if they haven't. But still, it's none of our business. If Texas seceded from the United States and Russia started funding the war that Texas was waging against the United States, do you think the United States would have a problem with it? Yes. That's why we don't belong in Ukraine. It's none of our business. We have got more people killed by doing what we've done than what would have happened had we stayed out of it. But that's what these administrations do on the left. They get us into these wars, they get us funding these conflicts, and that's how these politicians get rich. Check out Victoria Spratt's, man. I'm sorry I got to rambling, but it's really something special to hear. If you come from a family of immigrants like I do, it's going to touch on for you. Alright guys, love you. Peace out.